Hey everyone, my buddy Matt and I are at it again. We are doing, this is the first video of 3 sets we played on September 15th, 2024. This one's going to be 9-ball, next set is going to be 10-ball, final set is going to be 8-ball. I don't know when I'm going to narrate them or upload them, so that's what you have to look forward to in the next coming days or weeks, or however long it takes me to do this. At the time of this recording, my Fargo was a 652, Matt was, I think, a 498, he's right around the 500 mark. I am giving him 3 games on the wire, so race to 7, 9-ball. Let's get this thing started. All right, we are lagging for the break, which is something we should probably practice more often. And as you can see from what's about to happen here, it's something I need to practice more often because I way underhit this. Matt tried to bank his over on my side, but he obviously won that leg. We are playing winner breaks, loser racks. We're using the Teo Magic Rack. Matt has a little brake pad that he's using. And here we go. And he has 3 games on the wire. Kind of a weird hit on the break there. I'll wait till the next game to kind of talk, or the next time Matt breaks to kind of talk about what I saw. I do have the telestrator here, so kind of looking at where the 1 can go. I don't think I can cut it in the upper right or upper left corner. I don't think I can cut it in the left side. I don't know what I'm trying here. Oh, I did try to cut it in the left side, and instead I left it right there. So Matt's going to cut this in the left side. He's going to run into the 6 and hope to get a shot on the 2. This actually wouldn't be a bad spot to play safe. But I don't know, the angle on the 1 is kind of weird. I don't know if you can hit the 1 past the 7 and leave the cue ball up there. I think you can. Looks like he's going to go for this. Given the choice, he'll take the shot over the safe. Oh, and he was able to get around there. I don't know if he can see the 2. If he can, it can go, right here. Cue ball will float up a little bit this way, and he'll be good on the 3 and 4. 5 is an issue now, especially since the 9 kind of moved into it a little bit more. In fact, this whole cluster right here is going to be an issue. Whoever gets on it first. I like the way you hit that, going up to the upper rail and coming back instead of just kind of floating it in and relying on table speed and things. The 4 is interesting. If you could play the 3 down here, bring the cue ball back this way, depending on what angle he gets, he could play the 4 down here and have the cue ball float over. I don't know if he can get quite that angle with the 8 in the way, though. Looks like that's what he tried. So if he can stun this straight over, kind of split the 2 of those, or hit the 9 full, maybe a little bit of follow on this. The angle's kind of deceiving from our viewpoint. It kind of looks straight, but it also kind of looks... Yeah, I think you can break this out. Problem with breaking it out now is that you don't know where the 5 ball is going to be for your next shot. But that worked out pretty well. Issue here is going to be making the 5. It's going to go probably up here, staying on the 6 to get to the 7. When he makes the 5 up here, the cue ball is going to go this way. I don't think he can get into the 6 and enough, kind of put the 6 up table here. Depending on the situation, it's only the first game. I may play safe here, try just to duck the cue ball behind the 7 and 6. Looks like he went for the shot. Maybe a safety in mind as well. This is my first turn of the table here. Not an easy shot. Kind of have to bridge a little bit over the 7. Can make the 5. If I can go back and forth here and get on the 6, that would be okay. The issue is on the 7 for me. The only way that 7 goes is the upper left. The only pocket the 7 goes the upper left other than the bank. And I missed that one horribly. Standard excuses apply. We did a scratch pot throughout the summer 9-ball season for leagues, and had a nice little barbecue lunch right before this. And when I say little, I mean not little. I mean a whole lot of food. And that's gonna be my excuse throughout this set. I was not playing my A game. Matt, as you'll see, is 1, maybe 2 balls away from a breakthrough here. So we'll watch this. I don't want to foreshadow too much. He is up 3-0 already, but this is the first game. It was a good shot. The only problem was need a little bit of low to bring it back up table instead of having it go towards the top rail, which is I assume that was just a center ball hit. Now, if he does this right, he can make the 6, have the cue ball kind of go this way. Even hitting the 7 might not be bad. You know, hit the 7 and pop it out over here. Cue ball sits around where the 7 was. It's all going to depend on his angle that he has here at the table. I think that might have worked. I think, but he got me safe. I don't know if I can clip enough of this 6 ball to hit it. If I could, send the 6 here, send the cue ball around this way. I don't think I can do that. I think I have to go 2 rails, so something either 2 or 3, something like this would be good. Kick the 6 up here, leave the cue ball behind the 9. And I hit the 9 first there, so it was close to what I wanted to do. But that's ball in hand follow. With 4 balls left on the table is not a very good way to start this match out. So this for me, I would put the cue ball right about here to where I can reach it and just play a 6 here, cue ball down and around. And the same, you know, and then the 7 can just come straight out and back. I mean, there's a number of ways you can play this 6. You could play it here and just have the cue ball float this way. You could play it in the side and have the cue ball follow it. I think that's actually what he's looking at. Or no, actually he's looking at my original shot. I put up here because I didn't want to be next to the 9 or bridging over the 9, and he kind of set himself ball in hand, bridging half over the 9 and reaching. I'm not sure there's a reason for that. And he's going to be almost in trouble there. I would have looked to get that cue ball on the rail somewhere over here so I can just play a straight follow shot to come back for the 8. As it is, he can just come off back this way. A little bit of low right. He could also go forward, play it this way over here, or he could lift up his elbow or drop his elbow or whatever he did there and get no follow or no draw at all, and then have to bridge out of the pocket on a fairly straight shot. Good news if he makes it. He's putting his arms up there. Good news if he makes it and basically just rolls it, which is not an easy shot. He should have the 9 either on the side over here or up here. I practice these shots a lot. I tend to play these pretty forcefully. I'm looking for a little bit jacked up center ball straight through to the back of the pocket shot. The way he hit it was kind of tentative and not really committing to the shot. And it's tough to roll a ball from inside the pocket all the way across the table like that. So I need to just play this with upper left. It's cue ball 1 rail out to the middle of the table, or there is fine. Ideally underhit that, but I had such a big position window, it doesn't really matter. I'll play this on the side, and I'm on the board. It's 1-3. I'm breaking from my usual right side. We had some issues with the rack today. I don't know what the issue was, but the corner ball usually goes almost right in, and it wasn't today. Great layout, but I don't have a shot because I didn't make a ball. Yeah, he's looking at the rack here and just making sure it's not. A couple of videos ago, we went through a rack. there was a little crease in it, and that was causing problems with position or with the rack not breaking up well enough. I think you can just basically stop shot this. The cue ball is going to float a little bit over, but then from the 2 to the 3 will be pretty easy. He was trying too much to hold the cue ball there and not enough making the 1 ball. It's okay if the 1 ball shoots way over here, so you have the whole pocket to aim with. In those cases, I'd much rather make the ball than miss, obviously. I mean, that's an obvious statement, but here I don't really have a shot, so I'm leaving him safe or trying behind the 8 and 2. I don't think I did. I think I left him half the ball, if not the whole ball. Now here he can do the same shot that I did, play safe, come back around this way, or he can go get the short cue. If he can see it, I know Matt enough to know he's going to try to bank it cross side here. And he should have, I don't know, cue ball's going to go kind of this way. He should have a shot on the 2. If you could see the left hand of the ball, I like sending the 1 ball here and then the cue ball down this way. I don't think you can see that much of the left side of his left side of the ball, the bottom side of the ball from our view. I don't think you can see that much of it. Oh, he could. So he was kind of doing the shot that I just said, but maybe that's all he could hit of the ball. It's still not bad. I do have a shot where I can get a lead on the 2, but I have to play this with a slower speed, cut it. It's a fairly severe cut, and then have the cue ball stop before it gets to the 6 ball. Or I can do that. And I think I actually got lucky here and snookered him on the 2. I don't know if I was trying to cut that or if I was trying to kick it. It looks like I missed it bad enough that it looks like I might have tried to kick it. The standard, kick where it goes 2 rails down here, just kind of like it did in the cue ball. I was trying to get the cue ball to stay where it was, so the cue ball would have been like here. You see what he can do here. Looks like he's going right at it, so he probably has enough of the ball. Watch the 2 ball, and yeah, 2 ball didn't move. He looks like he had enough to maybe cut it. Now here, I don't think I can get away with following it without hitting the 2, so I want to play the 1 here, and I want to draw back, ideally into this 8 ball, and have the cue ball sit somewhere around here. Play the 2 ball in the same corner as the 1. If I can draw straight back between the 8 and 7, that'll work too. That works fine too, hitting off the 7, and I have an angle on the 2. Basically, just going to come 1 rail straight up directly at the 3. The issue that I see here is the 5 does not pass the 9. The 5-9 combo is not on, so I need to get somewhere over here on the 5. So I need to make sure I have enough angle on the 3 to be able to get an angle on the 4, which it looks like I do here. So this is just going to be a 1 rail, 3 ball here, cue ball, kind of pound it out a little bit and back. And there's a couple different ways I can play this. I can play low left and go, obviously 4 balls going here. I can play over this way. Problem is it's really easy to get caught on this rail. This side pocket comes into play. I can also go forward and play, kind of shoot the gap between the 9 and 5. I just went straight over. I like that better. I think trying to shoot either of these gaps between the 9 and 5 and the 6 and 9 is asking for trouble. Because, let's say I came off this rail and I hit the 9, the cue ball is going to go straight up table. Here I just need to come 1 rail down and up. Just make sure I clear the 9. Even if I'm pretty straight here, I can just draw straight back. Anywhere near or about where I am about. It looks like I'm following this. Okay, I was able to spin out using inside, which would have been high right at that point. This one's just going to be 1 rail out to anywhere, I mean, really in that giant area I can really get to for a natural 2 rail position on the 8, on the 9. Yep, here's fine, and then I'm going to play this, come out 1, 2, and back out here. Underhit it a little bit, but... Oh, actually I didn't. And I overcut it and missed it horribly. I don't know how I did that, but it's a miss. They happen. Fortunately, it happened to me on the 9 after a decent run out. I don't know. I mean, that was one of the more simple 9 balls. I didn't really see anything wrong in what I was doing. So I'm just going to chalk that up to a miss, and a miss happens, and unfortunately it happened to me. So Matt should be out here. This is just a straight in stop shot here. Or that. And he's up 4-1 again. We're doing a race to 7. He's breaking from the other side. And a lot of right-handed people say this side is better to break from because they can go through it, but I find the other side is better for me. Matt, you're doing something there on the break where you're coming off to the side. So when you're cueing, instead of cueing just straight forward, the cue ball or the cue stick is jeering off to your left. I would look more towards just trying to play it straight through, straight follow through. There, I was trying to play the cue ball, or the 1 ball maybe into the 9 or like that, and then the cue ball behind the 6. That actually worked pretty well. That 6 ball is pretty big or pretty small to try to get behind, so I was kind of happy. That was much more cue ball than it was 1 ball position there. Because if I'm where I am, the cue ball could have gone, or keep saying the cue ball. The 1 ball could have gone anywhere from here to about there in this whole area, and Matt wouldn't be able to see it. And then if it even goes further, it could be, anywhere behind here. It could be. I didn't hit it hard enough for it to do that, but that's kind of what I had in mind. There's a big wall of balls. The 6 and the 2 here with the 8 a little bit is kind of a big wall of balls there. So he's looking at how to hit this one. I would go this way. Maybe not that. Because if you can get into the 1, you can send it down here and maybe leave something safe. Maybe it hits off the 7 and goes here, and the cue ball is down here, something like that. He's going to go 1 rail at it, and I think he's looking more to make it, or thinking more to make it. Very good hit. Sold out a look at the 1, but there's no shot here. There's no combo. There's no. Oh, let's see what I do here. Play the. I think what I'm gonna do, and I remember this. This was, it's the 26th right now, but it was the 15th, so it was 11 days ago that we played this. I think if I can hit the 1 into the 9, the 1 goes this way, draw the cue ball back this way. Kind of what I'm looking at, or the cue ball off 1 rail. Yeah. Problem is I didn't hit the 9. I meant to have the 1 hit the 9 and then have that send it over this way. Maybe not right at the 6, but then the cue ball 1 rail back. But I actually overcut it, so I did not hit the 9 at all. But I still got a snooker on this. And we got an ugly looking table here because now we got 5 balls down on the bottom rail below the first diamond. Things could open up depending on first shot. Here, it's tough to get. I think looking at the way the Matt's doing it would be where I'd go. You could go up to the. Oh, geez, that's not a straight line. Up to the top rail here with some left spin and spin it back into the 1. But from the angle that it looks like from here on the 2, it looks like he's a little bit off angle on that, so you'd have to put more spin and less just aim. It looks like my camera's a little bit tilted off, so sorry for any OCD people out there. I will fix that at some point. And he tagged the 9 on the way in. Unfortunately, did not disturb anything down there, so I got to look at a way to get from the 1 to the 2 to this side on the 3 to maybe bring it into either the 7 or the 4 down here to break that out. So I'm kind of looking at what angle I need on the 2, play a stop shot on the 1 to get there, and then go from the 2 to the 3. This is pretty good. Like even sending the cue ball right at the 9 right here wouldn't be bad, with just some stun and a little bit of right. Okay, I played a little bit more conservatively because I didn't want to get stuck behind the 9, which is exactly where the cue ball was going. Here I have to cut this ball and somehow have the cue ball come off into the 4, and then just hope I have a shot. And I did that, but then I undercut the 3. So I would have had a shot on, well, I don't know if I would have had a shot because the angles might not be the same if I would have made it. But chalk that up to another miss. And this rack kind of opened up pretty well here. A couple of things the Matt can do. He can just basically come one rail up to kind of where he is, and then he has kind of a really big position window here. He could also play it a little bit harder and come all the way back and over and get on that side of it over there. Or he can do one rail into the side, go into the side. Nope, barely over there. That's the issue with going one rail right at the 4 like that, is the side pocket's big. I would have liked to cut that off with, I don't even think you really need spin at that point. You just have to hit the 3 thinner on, which would have been the left side of the 3 from Matt's point of view, our left side of the 3 too. Hit a little bit thinner and have the cue ball just naturally come up here and go back down. If you can hold this here for the 5, he should be good. And he did. He needs an angle. Yeah, he should be good. The shot I like here, so the pocket line to the 6 is about here, and you want to be on this side of it, so you can naturally float down for the 7. The shot that I like is going to be spin it, play the 5 in here, spin it with inside, which would be left spin and top. You have the cue ball come this way, and out. You can also simplify it a lot by just hitting like a center ball, maybe a little bit low, and then having the cue ball just come straight up and down, and you're aiming for that spot. I like the 2 rail forward position because I think it gives a little bit more speed control accuracy. He just did the second shot. I think he's a little off here. He needed to be more here so that he can play a natural angle and come down. Here, I don't even think he can go 3 rails around. I think he's just going to have to draw it like straight back, end up pretty much where the cue ball is now for the 7. Kind of take his medicine on a little harder shot. If he wanted to really do a draw stroke, he could draw it back into the rail with some right spin and down a little bit, but that's kind of dangerous. I think that's what he did. He didn't have right spin on it, though. He had a little left, which is why it came back straight. Right would have sent it down more. But this is the general idea. You don't want to miss the 6, or you don't want to make the 6 missable by trying to get position on the 7. If you already have a position on the 7 you can take. Here he just needs to avoid the 9, either hit into it or go around it. Or do that. And I think he's actually hooked on it. What I would have done there is, and I can't, we've gone over the rewind thing. 7 ball is here. I would have played it with a little bit of inside English. Cue ball's here. It would have sent the cue ball this way, and you can be on the inside of the 8, and you're never going to have to worry about the 9 then. The other way to do it would be to go straight up and down like that. So here he's actually looking to make this basically like that, and cut the 8 in and have the cue ball come around. I don't think there's a scratch. Sometimes this can be a scratch shot on the 8. in the far corner. He kind of, I think he was racing the ball to the pocket. Matt, you stood up there pretty bad. Shooting the 8, that still needs to be a smooth stroke. So I'm going to put the ball where I would have wanted to leave it in the first place, and I'm just going to make it and come 1, 2, and back up. This is a combination of left and high. That should be pretty good. And it is 2 to 4. And I'm back on the break. So there the corner ball went in. And the 1 is coming around and looks like it's about to dress up for a decent shot. 7 is going on a nice little ride there. So if I can get enough on the 1, I want to obviously make it here, but I want the cue ball to go almost towards Matt's chalk and out here. And then I can make the 2 and the 3s right there. And that, if I can get basically the 1 to the 2 right here is the kind of the key shot in this rack. I think I wanted to stun it straight over, but instead I put more draw on it. I kind of jabbed at it. If you rewind that and watch my backswing to foreswing transition was pretty fast. So here I have to play, yeah, essentially 3 rails out, but the speed on that is really hard to control. The other shot would have been playing it here with inside and having it kind of go this way, but that's even a harder shot to control. I think I'm just going at the bank here cross side. Oh no, I'm not. I'm just playing safe. Okay. I didn't get there though. I don't know if I left him enough to make it in the side. I keep trying to move my head over here to see if I can see, but that's not how this works. If you can't make it in the side, he has to play it up in the corner with top, so that when the cue ball hits, it force follows this way instead of going straight into the side. And he's on the rail, so it's kind of a tough shot. If he can make it in the side, that's the way to go. He can just come straight up and back, or even around the 5, either way. Looks like he's looking like he could go on the side. If that's the case, basically just don't hit the 5 here. And he undercut it, or overcut it. He overcut it, so he actually had more of the ball than I thought. So here I'm going to need to jack up on this. It does not go in the side. It may look like it does, but it really does not. I need to play this in the lower left and kind of bring the cue ball out this way. Just like that. I almost missed it, but pockets were playing well today. So ideally I'd like to be... Okay, I took the short side. The other way to go would have been all the way here, here, and down. So I'm kind of straight on this and I can come back out. But this is fine. I'm just going to come back kind of this way. A little bit too much of the force draw there. But this should be okay. It looks like I'm not really going towards the 7. If I am, I can bring it down and up. If not, I just play kind of a stop shot. Yeah. Down and up, I didn't get there. I didn't get far enough to get back. So I'm going to have to play this and over, kind of back cut it. I have to draw and bring the cue ball here, here, here without scratching. So basically I have to avoid the side pocket on this first... over here, I have to avoid this side pocket. I don't think I can go... Yeah, this is an interesting one. I wonder if I played straight top, if I can get it to go here, here, and then kind of bounce that way. I wouldn't have a great shot. So I tried to play it. Instead of going past the side pocket, I went before the side pocket and tried to hold it. And now I have a tougher shot. Now I do say on all my videos, if you're playing rotation games, 8, 9, 10, or 8, 10 ball, 9 and 10 ball, you should practice this shot a lot because that's where this is where the 9 or 10 ball stays in the rack most of the time. Almost missed it there, but luck was on my side a little bit. I hit it the good side of the pocket to make it go. This is an 8-foot Brunswick table. The pockets are essentially cut to be the same as Diamond Pro Cut pockets, so they are 4.5-inch corner pockets, and the rails, the cushions themselves, are diamond rubber. So this is really, it's an 8-foot table, but it's about as close to a 7-foot diamond as you can get without it actually being a diamond. Of course, the bed is cut differently than a diamond table would be, but I can transition from this to a 7-foot diamond pretty easily. Now this rack, I rather would have had the 5 go in, so I can just play the 2-ball here and not worry about having to get on the 2. Instead, I do this and don't have a shot on the 2. Don't really have anything easy to do here at all. That was always going to be a rough shot because playing a combo from that distance, just kind of lose control over where the 2-ball was going. It's not a great safe here. I'm so close to the ball, I can't go this way easily. I kind of have to maybe jack up and draw and play the 2 like here, and hopefully the cue ball can get somewhere down here. Actually, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to try to get the cue ball up behind the 7 and 4 and the 2 over here. Almost worked out. I think it leaked out to give him a shot. Now what he's about to do here, I do not recommend. Do not try this at home, kids. Actually, if you try it at home, it's probably the best place to try it. The 2 very clearly goes past the 9 with a very easy shot to get on the 3, the position from the 4. From the 3 to the 4 is natural. The 6, I don't know if it goes past the 9, so that may be a trouble ball, but 6, 7, 9 are laying pretty good. But he actually tried this and hit it about as perfect as you can and took the game. So nice shot, Matt. I don't like it, but it worked, so you can take it. I'll give it to you. I just like to be a little bit more cautious there because if you miss, you can sell out the game really easily. Yeah, same break where you're kind of spinning things around, spinning your arm to the left a little bit instead of following just straight through. So let's see. Ideally, I'd like to play the 1 here, cue ball down here. However, that is not exactly what happened, from what I remember. I had a couple games with the same shot, and it may not even be in this set. It might have been from 10-ball, but I do remember something going very badly but working out well. Okay, instead I did the other way, where I tried to play the 1-ball behind this and the cue ball back, and I hit the 8-ball, which is not what I wanted to do. If I didn't hit the 8, the 1 is going to be sitting here, which is a much better safe than actually giving a shot away here. The issue that Matt's going to have is making the 1 isn't too bad, but then trying to get on the 2, he almost has to come up this way, avoid the scratch, and come into it, which is tough. That's a tough line there because the natural angle wants to go right into this, not right there, right into the corner pocket. So if you're playing this with a standard, like upper left, the cue ball can get away from you pretty easily and scratch. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, he undercut it because he was worried about the scratch, and then he still almost scratched. So now he left me with basically the same shot, except it's even harder because I'm further into the pocket. The 1-ball's a little bit closer to the rail up here, so it's a little bit tougher cut to judge. But I pretty much just have the same shot here. I don't really see a great safety. I suppose you can play the 1-2 rails out and hopefully leave the cue ball behind here. I don't know, the ball's so close to the hole, I might as well just go at it and miss. I did kind of have a leave on the 2. I don't know. Like I said earlier, too much barbecue. Missing, I seem to be missing like 1 key shot a rack. which may not seem like a lot, but it actually is a lot. Now he can go rail first and have this cue ball, maybe not on that exact line, but have it, if he plays just all left, I don't even think he needs top here. He should be able to get around for a decent shot on the 2. Maybe get around here or so. Problem is, if you hit it too hard, this happens. Because the ball is flying off the rail as soon as it hits the rail, and then the 2, it's going to fly off that top rail. He's probably going to try to bank it back. I kind of like banking it this way and sending the cue ball. If you can avoid this side pocket, sending the cue ball up here. You should be able to avoid the side pocket, go up here and back around behind the 9. He did that and managed to hit the 7 and make the 4 and leave himself really, really good on the 2. I don't think he was planning exactly that, but I think he was planning more like a two-way shot. You play the bank, maybe something will go in, maybe the 2-4, maybe the 2, maybe the cue ball will go safe. You know, there's just a lot of good things that can happen. He's looking good on this rack now. Got a little pokey there. Send it all the way up table. Now this shot I like. Kind of a stun, a little bit of low, and it just kind of naturally goes this way. I don't know if there's another good shot to get on the 5. Kind of have to do that power stun, power. It's not really draw, it's more of a stun because you're forcing it to the rail and out. I think he tried to hold it. Yeah, hitting the 5, I mean, there's some good things that can happen that way. This isn't terrible. This still banks. He can bank it here. Cue ball is going to naturally go kind of this way towards the 7, and he should have a shot on the 6. Cue ball may actually go, depending on how he hits it, it could go up and around. I mean, it could do a lot of things. He could draw it, have it, you know, come this way. A lot of different things he can do here. Good stroke, good shot. Decent leave. I mean, it's you're going around the table and the 6 you know, your position window on the 6 is pretty big. The 7, I don't think goes past the 9 in the corner where Matt's standing right now. It does go past the 8, of course, and it goes on both sides, and it goes anywhere down here. The shot I like is again this spin draw, stun back out, 1 rail kind of thing. It's tough because if you hit this rail on the way going into this pocket, it's going to miss a lot because you have to hit it pretty hard. I think he tried that. The draw did not stick, so all the spin, you know, you could see the ball kind of spin off a 6, but it wasn't enough to counteract the motion that was already on the cue ball. He needed to spin it a lot more to get it to hit the 6 and then go backwards like that. Here, I'd really like to just do a stop shot, but I'm on the rail. I think I'm jacked up a little bit. I just decided to float it in, and of course missed horribly. That's why I like jacking up and taking a stop shot there. But I think I'm a little gun shy just because I'm missing a shot or two each rack here. He really doesn't have a safety. I suppose you could play this cue ball here and behind the 8. That's really hard to judge. Speed control is, you know what? Actually, I kind of like that now that I look at it. But instead, he just nails it center pocket. Good leave on the 7, which should get to the 8 and out. Here, depending on the angle, I like just a stop, maybe drop back 2 or 3 inches to, you know, maybe right here. Or it'll probably go like this way. Yeah. And unfortunately, he missed it. He had the side pocket on his brain. The pockets are pointy and they are tight. And if you hit the inside point going in, you almost never make it. So here I'm just looking to cut this and go somewhere like that. I don't know that there's a decent safety here. You know what? I take that back. I was playing safe the whole way there. I got really lucky off the 8 ball. But I was basically trying to play the 7 ball up to the center rail. And the cue ball, anywhere where the cue ball is down here, it's not an easy shot. Here I don't think he can cut this in, but he can play kind of the 7 here really thin and then cue ball 2 rails out kind of back to where it is. He can also play the 7 a little thicker, play it up here, cue ball over here, and hopefully get in the same line of blocking that. The 8 ball is no longer in play because the 7 hit it when I shot it, so it's, if he wants to go for a really gung-ho shot, he can play low left and just send the cue ball into the 8 and try to make it. 7 ball is going to fly around who knows where. I do not recommend that shot. I know there are a lot of people who are probably going to be like, oh, I would have taken that shot any day, but do not recommend it. Let's see what he does here. He tried the split safety. This one worked out pretty well. I mean, I can see the ball, but I don't have a shot. What I'd really like to do is overcut the 7. So cue ball goes here and down this way. The 7 goes here and up here again, and just do another split. If I can use the 9 ball to play safe, great. I don't think I can though. So yeah, I just went kind of just splitting them, and I left a shot here for a cut. The problem is the cue ball is going to naturally go this way, and unless you hit it hard enough, you need to go up and all the way back to get a shot in the 8, in which case making the 7 is much harder because you're going to have to hit it a lot harder than you would normally do just to make it. What I might do is play to overcut it to like this point. Send the cue ball maybe this way, and the 7 goes back here if it misses. And he did basically the same thing as the last shot, where what he's trying to do is he's trying to get the 7 and the cue ball in a line with this 9. They're called, I think, split safeties, containing safeties, whatever you want to call them. They're not easy to control. But I commend him for trying it. This, I'm going to do the same shot I did last time, where I kind of just send one of the middle rail and the cue ball out. I couldn't really get too much on the cue ball that time. Now, there's a lot of people who are like, why doesn't he just bank this? Well, the bank is 10 or 15% chance to make it. And of those times that you don't make it, you sell out a shot a lot. There is a chance you can get safe by going after the bank, but I've seen so many games just sold out by trying to go for the bank here. And as you can see, he went for the bank and sold the game out. Now at some point you have to shoot, so you do have to go for it at some point, but I think we were both leaving each other safe to the point where it was like whoever blinks first, kind of whoever shoots the ball first is going to be in trouble here. And like I said in the intro, Matt's like really like 1 or 2 shots away from really, really breaking through here, a lot of them. And we may see some of that later on, or in the other sets. So if you haven't seen all 3 sets from this day, I may not have posted them yet, but they will be up at some point in the months of September or October of 2024. I'm still kind of bending my wrist a little bit. I'm getting better at it. And I'm bringing it within 1 game now. It's 4-5, racing to 7. Really like what that break did, and especially that little bump with the body English, because I got a nice shot on the 2. I can come over for the 3, the 4's right there, the 5's right there, the 7, 8, and 9. I'm out already. It's really easy to play from here. But, as we all know, you actually have to execute the shots. This one's probably a little bit of top, if not just straight middle ball. would have liked more. I would have liked to been here, because then I can just come out right here for the 4. Instead, now I have to do something else on the 4. Yeah, I made this goofy right away in the first shot. So I'm going to try to make this and come over this way and out for the 4. Or horribly overcut it and not... I decelerated big time on my 4 swing there. Which is a big no-no, but it happens. Trying to be too cute with it instead of just playing it. You know, sometimes instead of like playing it to try to hold the cue ball here, you can play it here and play it off multiple rails. You know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever you can get. And I've done that before, especially on like the fast diamond or predator tables, where you can play like a 4 or 5 rail leave back and forth across the width of the table, and you're really not doing anything extra special. You're playing more of a firm stroke than a roll-in stroke, which is definitely not good to do. The roll-in stroke, that is. You just don't have as much control over it. That said, Matt's going to have to roll this 4 in here to hold for the 5. Yep, just like that. 5 to the 7 here. I would probably not even try to get any closer and probably play a stop shot, because it looks like... it depends on what kind of angle he has. If he's going away from it, maybe he has an okay angle. He can make this and just come up like this. Yeah. Or he spun it a lot. I think just straight top would have been fine to go up here. The only worry you have to be is you can't be here. You can be, you anywhere in this general area, you'd be fine. He has a tough shot here. He's going to have to avoid the scratch depending on where he shoots it, upper left or upper right, because both are kind of scratch shots. So you kind of want to put either a bunch of top or a bunch of bottom on this to kill the angle. That's pretty good. He's getting close to getting himself in trouble here. Matt, with those, work on a much smoother follow through, and you can actually get way more spin than you think you can get on it. You don't really have to force it. You don't have to do like a hard draw or anything like that. This one's tough because the 8's going to go here, and the cue ball is really headed like directly into the 9. I think depending on how he hits it, he could go past the 9 and back up. Yep, just like that. That was very nice. I remember asking if he wanted to take the template off, and it's like, nope, I'm just going to leave it there. And again, this is that shot that I say you should practice a lot, because the 9 has a tendency to sit right there in the rack, kind of right where it's racked and spotted. He hit that one well, and he is on the hill now. It's 6-4. And I've had probably 3 shots that have cost me games already, and he's won 3 games, so he's had good outs, but I've definitely given him 3 shots. Yeah, Matt, watch that break. Go back and rewind that break and watch what you did with your arm and hand. That was different. So here I think I can just play straight top, maybe a little bit of inside, 1 past the 5, cue ball here and back. I can get the 2 and the 3, and this is kind of if I can make this kind of a roadmap here. What I mean is that every ball connects to every ball. So I stun this back or draw it back a little bit. 3 in the same pocket. 3 leads to the 4, which leads to the 5, which leads to the 6. A little bit more angle than I wanted here. I can do a couple things. I can just float it and have the cue ball kind of just float down here. I can stun it, but the 9 is kind of in the way to come across this way. I can kind of follow stun it and have it come down here. I think I like just... I think I'm really going at it. I think I like just floating this in. Although that's not bad either. I must have been feeling okay, because the way I'm feeling now, commentating on watching myself play, it didn't seem that... I didn't seem that confident in my stroke, but it seems to be working pretty well. That one I decelerated. If you want to watch a standard bad example of a deceleration stroke, rewind that and watch what I did on that. Here I just got to bring this out to maybe here, using a little bit of low left. That should be good. Here I'm going to come around 2 rails. I want to get about here so I can have a natural position to get on the 8. I don't want to. I can't be straight. You know, like a nice straight line here. I don't want to be straight on in the 7. I don't want to try to hold it over here. I kind of want to be like this is like almost the perfect angle. And now I'm going to try this shot I've tried a couple times on this channel. If I get my head out of the way here, I want to go here, 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 and float down for the 8. It all depends on how deep I can get into this corner, because I really got to get it about here if I want that. If I want to be able to do that angle. The other shot I would have to do is a little bit inside and come here and here, but that side pocket is pretty big at that point. Which is exactly what I did. I decided just to take the angle that I had instead of trying to force it around the table. It made this much harder. Much harder. And I don't like anything about this. The good news is if I make it, I'll have natural position on the 8 or on the 9, because the cue ball is just going to come up this way, right into my forehead there. But I hit it too thin and sold out the set. Or I should have sold out the set. We'll see what happens here. There's a couple things that can go wrong here. The natural angle after making this ball here is the cue ball to come this way and right towards the side. So you have to do something to avoid that natural angle, and it's usually outside spin. In this case, it's going to be left for Matt. And come right up there, and that'll be perfect. I like that he's taking his time. I have been known to one-stroke these 9 balls a lot, and sometimes missing them. In fact, on a game-winning or a set-winning thing like that, I may even take an extra walk around the table, or just go back and forth, just take an extra breath, chalk up some more. So that's it. Matt beats me 7-4. I mean, technically it's tied 4-4 because I gave him 3 games on the wire, but that is why we do this with the handicap this way, to put more pressure on me and to make it a little bit more fair for Matt. I don't want to be beating him 7-3 every game, so I could almost, not this set, I could almost at some points give him 4 games on the wire. But anyway, appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up if you like it, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Congratulate Matt on his win. He doesn't win a lot of sets on this channel. I mean, you can kind of see why. It's my channel and I don't want to give away that many losses. But yeah, so until next time, look forward to set number 2, which is 10 ball, set number 3, which is 8 ball, both from September 15th. Until next time, we'll see you later.